talk about coal, the simple rock that built our modern world and now poses a massive challenge.
Centuries ago, Marco Polo was baffled when he saw these black stones in China that burned. So, how did this rock get to be so powerful and so dangerous? Let's dig in. For ages, it was just a weird rock. Then the steam engine came along, and suddenly, it changed everything. Okay, so how is this stuff even made? It all starts with something called coalification, deep in ancient swamps. Picture this. Millions of years ago, forests died, got buried, and were squeezed. All that trapped carbon? That's coal.
And with more heat and pressure, that plant gunk turns into different ranks or types of coal.
And this is the central problem, right? Coal gave us so much progress, but with absolutely devastating hidden costs.
Just in 2024, we burned enough coal to release 15 billion tons of carbon dioxide. That's a mind-boggling number. In fact, coal is responsible for more than a quarter of all greenhouse gas emissions, a huge driver of climate change.
And it's not just CO2. Burning coal also gives us acid rain, which is just terrible for ecosystems.
But the human cost is staggering. Coal is linked to 800,000 premature deaths every single year. We're talking asthma, heart attacks, cancer. The health impacts from the pollution are incredibly severe and widespread.
So who's using it all? China is the biggest player by far, using almost half the world's supply.
It fuels a massive global trade, with countries like Indonesia and Australia being the biggest exporters.
So why is it still so popular? Well, there are powerful economic forces and billions in government subsidies keeping it alive.
This creates a huge financial risk called stranded assets, power plants that could suddenly become worthless. But things might be shifting. A lot of countries are now trying to reduce their reliance on coal. We have global pacts to phase down coal, but funnily enough, consumption actually hit a record high in 2024. You've probably heard the term clean coal. What is that? It's basically about technology to reduce pollution. Here's the catch, though. The IPCC says you need to capture 90% of emissions, and that almost never happens. In fact, get this. As of 2024, this tech is only working at 4 coal power plants worldwide, just 4. So coal literally built our past. The big question is, what will its legacy be for our future?